What's going on, world? I'm Napoleon Da Legend, aka Ferragamo, the Black Pharaoh with ammo. I reside in Brooklyn. Originally, I'm from the Comoros Islands, Lower East Africa. I was born in Paris, France, and I grew up in the DMV, that's the Maryland, D.C. area. As far as my passions go, I'm an MC, so I'm in love with music, I'm in love with hip hop. I bought, I think, Wu-Tang 36 Chambers and The Chronic from Dr. Dre at the same time, which is interesting because it's like such a different style. And the funny thing about it, I love both records, but I gravitated to Dr. Dre's record first. Like, that's the one I was listening to the most. It took me more time to understand the Wu-Tang Clan. But then when I got it, I just became crazy over it, you know what I'm saying? First show I might have seen was probably at the 930 Club in DC, and it was, I think, the Lyricist Lounge. And KRS-One hosted it, and there was, I think Buckshot was hosting it too. DJ Evil D was also spinning. Shout out to Evil D. I ended up meeting him later on and became good friends with him. I remember Last Emperor came out and did like an X-Men type song that blew everybody's mind. It blew my mind for sure. Actually, Eminem was introduced by Buckshot, and he came out and Royce da 5'9" was his hype man. Just to tell you the truth about the situation, he got booed. Eminem got booed and people were throwing bottles on stage, and he kept rapping. Like, he even came back, they ciphered and he even came back. So that showed like the type of tenacity he had, you know, at that point. And then a few years later, he became like the biggest selling artist of the decade. So that was interesting. Sometimes when I feel like I got up off the wrong foot or it's not my day and I'm feeling good, I listen to some I like a lot of African and Caribbean music. It has a certain vibe. I guess it's probably, I'm from the islands. I guess like I connect to it some type of way and it makes me feel a little better. I like to just either watch something funny, something a little bit mindless, take my mind off things, exercise, take a walk. Sometimes if I have to write and do music, I'll do it. I just know from experience that I'd rather write when I'm in a good space. Even when it's the saddest song or the most emotional song, when I'm in a good space, I know how to channel that emotion that's gonna be in there. But like, yeah, when I'm down, it's like, it's not the best time for me to like put things on paper. It's not for me. I'm relatively new when it comes to this, like really taking it on the road and really doing tours for a long periods of time. But like, I went on 2 like pretty long tours last year overseas, and I really realized how much toll it took on the body. And before I went on the first tour, I prepared a lot, like physically. Like, I was working out really like hardcore, you know what I mean? I think I took some kickboxing classes in Manhattan, and it was like I got myself in shape, and it really helped me because of my rhymes and everything. But I was making some bad decisions when it came to food because it was like we were going from city to city. There was no time. So you just get the food where you can, and also people offer you things, so you just like, all right, I'm gonna take it, I'm gonna eat it. It's not, you know, after a few weeks of being like that you like, it just hits you. And I think the first tour, in the middle of the tour, I was feeling bad, you know what I'm saying? Something was going on, but I you know, the show must go on. But it taught me the second time around just to make better decisions. It's like, yo, you can't just go to eat the fries and the fried foods all the time. You gotta make sure you get some vegetables, just choose better snacks, just have a little bit more of a game plan and just be a little bit more aware, because then you realize that, yo, this body right here, it's like, you're really like pimping out your body like when you're on tour, because you're not getting a lot of sleep, you're going city to city, you're not sleeping correctly. So the food, you gotta be extra careful, and if you want to be able to perform, cause or else you're just not gonna make it. It's like your body's just gonna give out. I didn't grow up in a place where down the block from me, somebody made it, and it was like a famous artist or a famous rapper or something like that. Like I see like in New York, and this block, oh, he came from here, he came from there. And when I came here, I was highly motivated by just going places and seeing, oh, this guy's drinking a beer the same bar I'm drinking at. Like, wow, he's human and humanizing people. So I thought it was important for me to show the youth that, one, you can make a livelihood of this art if you do it the right way, and just be there and be present. Be like, yo, man, I'm just like you. I just was real passionate. I was disciplined, and I followed it and show them the example. You never know who you might spark or inspire, and that's what we're here for, man, to like boost each other up. If we weren't, we're not working in isolation, man. We live in life together. I think it's important, and the thing about when you do things like that inspires me too, and it keeps me centered and grounded. It keeps me responsible about what I'm saying and the type of things I'm putting out there, because it's easy to be detached and be like, yo, I'm just gonna say this and that, but then when you have to face a 7-year-old or a 10-year-old looking at you and you're like, man, that person's looking up to me and listening to everything I'm saying, I mean, you kind of look at it a different way. So I appreciate from what I'm giving to the youth, but I also really appreciate what they give me. Like when I go to Rikers, when I go to these middle schools in Brownsville, in Brooklyn Academy or Ascend Middle School, the youth give me so much. They boost me up and they help my music too. So it's like, it's a win-win for everybody, huh?